Yo, my name is Shawn DePaz, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here is the mayor, Derek Montilla. He is 6 foot tall, and you can't teach that.
Great.
Bada boom, realest guys in the room. Derek, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to make some money.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Welcome into the PHNX Daily Bets Show, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's not 2, but number 1 rated sportsbook app. Derek, yesterday was, the last 24 hours have actually been pretty interesting in sports. We'll get to the local tie, but first, I feel like we need to address Lego. LeBron James becoming the NBA's all-time leading scorer last night. A nice little turnaround, Jay. First off, just reactions. How much do you actually care?
I mean, it's good for him, and I think obviously, I think there's this dumb discussion about who the GOAT is, and Michael Jordan or Kareem or and it's like, look, man, LeBron James is incredible. You have to give him his flowers. I think the only reason why people don't is because he's here right now doing it, and having lived through Kobe being kind of the same way, where after we lost Kobe, people then wanted to talk about how he was the greatest. I don't think that there's a reason for us to not just anoint LeBron as the GOAT. He deserves it. He's an incredible guy. Plus, let's be honest, Taco Tuesday.
Taco!
It's the worst. It's the worst dad joke ever, and I love it. I'm here for it.
It is pretty terrible. I love LeBron. I think he's the greatest of all time, even though he is the corniest motherfucker of all time.
Yes.
Last night was just kind of surreal watching it. Like, especially if I was betting on this game, you know how pissed I would have been with 10 seconds left in the third for them to be like, we're taking a break for 20 minutes so we can on it. Like, whatever. I think if you were betting on last night's game for anything other than LeBron breaking the record, you're kind of wild, knowing damn well that this game is going to be weird for that reason.
It's part of your seven game parlay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right? It's like, I need one more leg to hit, and the game is stopped for 20 minutes. That's annoying. LeBron James the GOAT. It'll be interesting to see kind of how he approaches the rest of the season, because shout out Aaron Lee for getting the reference in the intro, by the way.
For sure.
But it'll be interesting to see how he approaches the rest of the season, because it clearly seemed that up to this point, everything was leading up to this. I'm interested to see where the Lakers go from here. Also, they're very good possibility that they make trades at the deadline. So something to watch.
Are you mad about people taking their phones out and taking pictures of LeBron?
No,
like, it's such a weird thing.
Obviously, I would.
I mean, it's especially, I'm a big social media guy. I'm a big, taking a picture in the moment. I often encourage people to take more pictures when they're out doing stuff, because you'll appreciate it at a later time.
Yeah.
The entire living in the moment thing, I get it. It's not a fucking concert, man. I mean, people just took a picture of him making the jump shot that set the record, and I get it. But I also feel like there's a whole lot of get off my lawn going on Twitter today.
And I'm like, people are always like, live in the moment. Like, I'm still there. Like, I'm still watching what's happening. It just
don't do it through your little phone. Look, I'll do it through whatever the fuck I want to do.
And
if I want to take a picture, I'm going to take a picture.
Moments like that are, I feel like, so much about the environment, and you're still feeling all of that and everything that's around you, even if you are holding up your phone.
Yeah, I think it's this thing about, like, you are too busy getting ready to brag about the fact that you were there rather than enjoying being there.
Yeah,
which I get, but at the same time, I can do both.
Like, and sure, you could just remember it, but being able to go and watch a video of a moment like that is, I feel like, way better at actually taking you back to the moment and helping you appreciate what you got to experience.
For sure.
So it's whatever. Speaking of being appreciative, though, I feel like a lot of other people in the Valley are super appreciative that Robert Sarver, who gives a fuck, because he's a piece of shit.
Don't matter.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Ishbia is here. New owner of the Phoenix Suns, a day before the NBA trade deadline. Obviously happy that we have what seems to be at least not a complete and total piece of shit owning the Suns. Got a little hairy.
I like how you keep the jury is still out.
Well, because it got a little hairy there last night. There was a report that came out during the Suns game that was quickly shot down by another reporter that the Ishbia was going to have Isaiah Thomas join the front office for the Phoenix Suns, which is bad for a number of reasons. From a basketball perspective,
it's wild for a team that just came off of the Sarver incident and everything that came out of that, to go after another guy that essentially had similar allegations against him in his organization.
Yeah. And he was also a terrible exec when he was an exec with the Knicks. Right. So from a basketball perspective, it makes no sense. And then, like you mentioned, there's a man who it's complicated. He was found to have sexually harassed someone who worked for the New York Knicks while he was there. Ultimately, they ended up settling out of court so she could get her money faster and he wouldn't have like on paper of guilty verdict or whatever. It's a complicated situation. Everything points to the fact that he essentially did it, though he continues to deny guilt. Would have made no sense in the kind of the turning over a new leaf with the Phoenix Suns thing.
Right.
It appears as though that's not happening. We do have people from the Suns beat talking to Matt Ishbia today, so I'm sure we'll learn more about it. But from a betting perspective, new owner, how does this change how you approach the Phoenix Suns on the DraftKings Sportsbook app?
It's weird. I don't really change my approach much, but what I do think is, okay, this is a team that has been injured and we finally got everybody back. DA is playing exceptionally well. I feel like they're going to be motivated to play well. And that's the one thing is that I really want to bet on them. It just kind of like, I'm cautiously optimistic. I want to wait a little while for them to kind of settle in under the new owner. But if I see them continue to perform like this, it's riding with the Suns all day.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of there with you. I think it'll be interesting to see if they have kind of an initial boost over these next couple of games, like after the press conference today and all that, when it's like officially official. Obviously, they won last night. I think I probably will ride with them to win over the next few, just based off of that little bit of a bump. Yeah. But I mean, the big thing obviously is that he's in control a day ahead of the trade deadline, opportunity to make moves. I don't think Kevin Durant is coming here, but they're gonna, at the very least, they're going to presumably get rid of Jay Crowder and make a move in that regard.
It's just a lot to happen with him just taking over. Obviously, he trusts his front office and he's going to let them ultimately make the decision or follow the plan that they were pursuing prior to him coming in. But it does change things, and it changes things essentially at the 11th hour.
Yeah, no, big time. And I like the Suns a lot. I think they need to work on their bench and their bench depth. I'm a big fan of their starting five, and I don't think they really should touch it at all unless they are trading away somebody to get a Kevin Durant, which, again, I don't think is going to happen. But I think this team is in a good place. They're finally healthy. Book returned last night for the first time since damn near Christmas, I believe, and wasn't anything crazy. He started out hot. Ultimately, didn't need him to be all that crazy. But I think this team is in a good place.
Yeah.
And even if they obviously they need to, but even if they don't make a move at the deadline, I don't think they're NBA champions, but I think they are still a legitimate team in the West.
There were reports yesterday that the Dallas Mavericks are interested in trading for DeAndre Ayton.
Thank you for reminding me.
It made me sick. It made me physically ill to hear that.
Yeah. So the Reaper, Gambo, did come out and say that he talked to
killed it.
The DeAndre Ayton side, said that while the Mavs are interested, he's not getting traded. And then I believe he talked to somebody from the Mavs, and they said that they also were not actually working on a trade.
Yeah, the Suns are interested in Jokic.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're interested in LeBron James. Yeah, I'm sure every team was interested in Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they wanted him. Thing is, they don't have the pieces to trade for DeAndre Ayton because in case you missed anything, they traded for Kyrie Irving and had to give up a decent amount for it. So there's no way that would ever happen. Right. But oh my God. If I Suns fan, I would have to give up that narcotic. I
would just quit watching the sport altogether as a whole.
Yeah, that would be tough. Sorry, you don't got to worry about it. But regardless of what happens at the trade deadline, if you're going to bet on or against the Suns, obviously you do it on the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app.
That's right.
Great place to bet on the NBA, college basketball, and of course the NFL with Super Bowl 57. What Super Bowl are you on? 57?
I don't know.
57?
You should know this. Yes, it's 57.
Get rid of the Roman numerals.
It's 57.
I'm over it. This is lame. Get rid of the Roman numerals. But regardless of what Super Bowl you're betting on, bet on the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
Right.
If you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PHNX, new customers can bet $5 on Super Bowl 57. It's right there in the ad copy. If I had read a little more, I wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm. So close.
Bet $5 on Super Bowl 57 and get 200 in bonus bets. That's no right. Roman numerals there. That's 200. Bonus bets instantly only on the DraftKings Sportsbook app with code PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. We're going to get into your picks and props first because there's some fun stuff you can do with the Super Bowl.
That's right.
And you have a couple of them, so let's see what Derek's props are.
First, it's yes. plus 1,400 for octopus.
Explain to the people what an octopus is.
Okay, so an octopus is a creature from the ocean.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. Will there be an octopus at the Super Bowl?
And for some reason, there's a prop bet for there being an octopus at the Super Bowl. And it's currently at yes, plus 1,400.
So you don't know what an octopus is?
I don't know what an octopus is.
So
can you tell me?
It is. There's a reason it's called an octopus. Focus on the number 8. An octopus is when a player scores a touchdown and then scores the ensuing 2-point conversion. Thus scores 8 points.
8 points.
And you might be sitting here being like, that's ridiculous. There was an opportunity in last year's Super Bowl. I believe it was the Rams scored a touchdown, went for 2. Obviously, it did not hit, but very possible, especially with the Eagles, a very aggressive, analytic-driven team. At times, they could, go for 2 at some point.
Here's the thing is both teams have very, very good tight ends.
Yes, they do.
And that's, for me, is the primary reason why I think that we could see this at the Super Bowl. Plus it's plus 1,400.
Yeah.
I mean,
might as well.
Might as well throw it on there. We also have this.
Speaking of the tight ends.
Yeah, speaking of tight ends, we also have these interesting cross sports bets on the DraftKings Sportsbook where you can actually put up Ja Morant for points and assists and other NBA players against players playing in the Super Bowl for their category. So in this case, it was Morant assists.
Yeah, and it's their game against the Celtics.
Yeah, against the Celtics. And I am, you know what? This says Morant minus 235. I'm taking Travis Kelce.
Oh, you are?
I was going in the
plus
other
185.
direction. Plus 185
yes.
is what it is? Yeah. So I'm going Travis Kelce just because I think if the Kansas City Chiefs have a shot in the Super Bowl, it's going to be with Travis Kelce having a godlike performance. I
agree. I was getting ready to argue with you because I like I said, I obviously thought you had Morant here. Yeah, I love Kelce. I think I had a change of heart last night. And we'll talk about this later in the week, probably on Friday when we get into actual Super Bowl bets. But I had a change of heart last night. I'm in on the Birds. I've been Chiefs up until this point. I just think there's to the Kelce thing. I think there's a chance that we see something similar to the last Chiefs Super Bowl where Mahomes was under pressure a lot. But if that is the case, the one safety valve he does have is Travis Kelce.
Yep.
And I don't think he's going to have, regardless of how the rest of this game goes, I don't think he's going to have much trouble getting the ball to Travis Kelce. Because if you know anything about the Chiefs, he never has problems getting the ball to Travis Kelce. So I like that a lot. I think there's a chance that he is one of the only people that Mahomes has a chance to even get the ball to.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot.
We also ride with Blue Gatorade.
Okay, Blue Gatorade
out there.
Blue Gatorade. Yeah,
Blue Gatorade.
We'll have to go around and see what everyone is saying for the Blue Gatorade. For the Gatorade, I'm probably in on blue.
Blue's plus 350 right now. So, I mean, it's like that's a pretty good value for blue. Everybody loves Blue Gatorade.
Almost every year.
It's almost
it really
crazy.
is.
It's not the favorite.
Currently, yellow/green. Shout out lemon lime. The favorite at plus 165. Orange at plus 300. Blue at plus 400.
Yeah.
And then
plus 400.
Yeah, red and pink at plus 450. I believe Shane said that there has never been red Gatorade as for the Super Bowl winner. So
purple is the one that is wild to me because nobody
plus 750.
Nobody chooses to drink purple Gatorade.
Well, and here's an interesting one. None at plus 1200. I'm interested how that works. Okay. No, so it does say here color of the first Gatorade poured on the winning head coach. So if they never pour Gatorade on the head coach, you get that at plus 1200.
It's not happening.
Check it out. I don't think it's happening.
So orange.
What if they miss? Do they miss? What if they miss? Is that none? Like if the coach evades them and doesn't take the Gatorade bath, does that count as none?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I have some history here for Gatorade colors. Orange is the most dumped on.
Plus 300.
5 times. Since 2001, it's the most. It's been done 5 times. Since 2015, though, blue has been the most. 4 times since 2015.
There you go.
And you have to imagine, because this happens with like Nike and cleats, you have to imagine that Gatorade, I'm curious if Gatorade has a say from like a marketing perspective, what Gatorade gets put in there. No,
those teams have to drink that fucking Gatorade. They have to drink that Gatorade all game long, right? That's like a Gatorade. So it's an active choice by the team, usually by the team manager, on what flavor they want, right?
Yeah.
I don't find that a team is going to necessarily color code the flavor of the Gatorade to their like jersey color, right? Like the green with the Eagles or anything like that. Like you're going for flavor, and if you want the best Gatorade, everybody knows it's blue.
Red's never been done, like you said.
Never been done.
Never been done.
Crazy.
We got a red team. But like you said, they're not coordinating. But I know some of you are probably here because, like we said in the description and the title, picks, props for NBA, NHL, college basketball. I've got some of those for you. Let's throw up my picks. Starting in the NBA, these are the Sacramento Kings, not the Los Angeles Kings, the NHL. -8.5. They are playing a really bad Rockets team that they have beaten by at least 20 points the last 3 times that they've played them.
And they've been so good this year.
They have been good. De'Aaron Fox is back. If you know anything about the Houston Rockets, not good. Very bad at basketball. I think the Kings blow them out by double digits yet again. So if you want, tease this up even higher. But Kings -8.5. Love it. Golden State at Portland. Why am I blanking on his name? Big man. Taller big man for the Portland Trailblazers. European guy. Nurkic. Jesus. Yeah, thank you. No Nurkic. I think both these teams are going to be playing a little more fast-paced. No Steph Curry, obviously, for the Golden State Warriors, but still. Golden State has in the past or recently been a little susceptible, a little weak on transition defense. I just feel like these two teams are going to get out, going to score a lot of points. Yep. Shout out Monty in the chat who said I look like Jordan Poole. I'll take that because that motherfucker is a sex symbol. As am I.
That's a good one.
Jordan Poole going to have a chance to have himself a night, so watch out for that. If Cuse was playing on a day I'm doing bets, I'm going to take him. Cuse -3.5 at Florida State college basketball. The Cuse is an interesting team. They have one of the best and most slept on big men in the country in Jesse Edwards from the Netherlands. Really interesting guard play. Drew de Mintz, freshman guard, is very fascinating. Cuse plays good basketball. I think they beat Florida State relatively easily, -3.5. And then the New York Rangers -1.5 against former Coyotes coach Rick Tockett's Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks are really bad. Rangers are really good. I think the Rangers win this game easily. Rangers -1.5. We can go straight into my props while we're here. It's time. Get ready. Kyrie Irving is playing basketball for your Dallas Mavericks tonight. I have a hard time seeing this going well.
He's like, hello and welcome to disappointment, Kyrie.
Yeah, I'm taking Kyrie Irving under 27.5 points. I just don't know. And obviously, you're taking a big risk betting on anything. Well, betting anything Kyrie in his first game with the Mavericks. I just don't. There's only one basketball, and I don't think that Luka Doncic is just going to start passing to Kyrie. Like, I think this is still Luka's team. I'm very interested to see how this all balances out.
No chance Kyrie tries to put out a big effort in his first.
No, there definitely is. I just think that there's a good chance that this all goes really, really poorly. And that's kind of what I'm making on Kyrie under 27.5 points. On the other side, positive guard Anthony Simons over 29.5 PRA. Like I mentioned in this game against the Golden State Warriors, I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. I don't think you're going to be able to stop Damian Lillard, but they're going to be focused on Damian Lillard because you're going to have to be. He's the best player on that team. So I think Anthony's going to have a chance to get a lot of assists, getting the ball to Damian Lillard, but he's also going to have a lot of open looks because the defense is going to be kind of locked in on Damian Lillard. So I like his over 29.5 PRA. And then to hockey, Elias Pettersson over 0.5 point for the Vancouver Canucks. If they do get on the board, there's a good chance that he's involved in it. I believe it is quick math, 6 points over his last 5 games. 2 games were multi-point games. So I think this is a weak team. They traded Bo Horvat, so they're even worse than they were.
He's the best player on that team.
He's probably the best player on this team. Especially offensively. So I like Elias Pettersson to get at least 0.5 point. Not great odds, -2 something, but that's because there's a pretty good chance it happens. So I like his over 0.5 point there. Derek, anything else?
No, I'm kind of mad. I thought Monty was talking about me, but whatever.
Maybe he is.
Whatever.
Two light skin icons right here.
That's right.
Me and Derek Montilla. So for your favorite light skin icons, you can follow me at Shawn_DePaz. Derek, where can the people follow you?
I'm at Cap_caveman with a K.
You can follow the whole show at PHNX_bets. We're live every day at noon. You guys are live on the PHNX D-backs show.
That's right after this.
Yeah, and you have a special guest, I believe.
We do. We have Steve Gilbert from MLB.com, the D-backs beat reporter. Great guy.
Hell yeah. And then
legend.
The PHNX Sun Devil show will be live at 2 p.m. We also have a special guest, Devil Digest Jack Loader, will be joining us so we can talk about ASU baseball. So we also will be talking about baseball.
Let's go.
Hey,
excited for that time
Willie
of year.
Bloomquist
Let's go.
Watch out.
I got his bat over my desk.
Yes,
so
sir.
He's always inspired me.
ASU baseball had quite the summer in the transfer portal. So it'll be fun to talk to him. But you can follow the whole operation, the grand poobah, if you will, at PHNX_sports. That's all we have for you today. We'll be live tomorrow. I don't know who's going to be on the show. Maybe it'll be Derek again. Maybe I might ask Leah to come and do a fun novelty props show for the Super Bowl. Friday we'll be talking about the actual game. So stay locked in for that. Anything else?
That's all.
All right. That's all we got. We will see you tomorrow at noon. In the wise words of Shane Diefenbach, peace, love, and purple Gatorade at +750.